I will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
As folks stared at the White House and felt good about having elected President Obama, in those states where the right wing took control of state houses and state senates, they made people's lives bad. When people's lives got bad, they blamed what they could see. They blamed the president in Washington, D.C., where the spotlight always lands. And they didn't know that what was happening in their state capitals was what was really impacting their lives. I always loved writing. I grew up in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I had a lot of stories from my life and things that I wanted to tell. What I heard from him that night just absolutely turned my world around. The sentence, honestly, that really galvanized me that night was when Daniel Squadron told us, it is often cheaper to change the balance of power in an entire state chamber than it is to win a single competitive congressional seat.
The fact that state legislatures have really been left to the worst forces in American politics for decades and decades is a big part of why we have the country we do today.
We will have the wall, and Mexico will pay for the wall. Global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax.
Do you want to see the court overturn Roe v. Wade?
Well, if we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be, that will happen.
I had been flailing to try to figure out what I could do in the face of what I feared was going to be terrible things happening to everything that I cared about in the country. And I think we should start in just a couple more minutes. Okay. Our giving circle that first year decided to go into Virginia. We filled final gaps for 10 candidates who were right on the edge. 9 of those folks won their seats. And the balance of power got so close to flipping, just 1 seat away from the majority, that the next year Virginia expanded Medicaid. It was the most powerful thing we'd ever done. In 2022, we ended up getting all 12 seats we needed to shift the balance of power in Harrisburg, and the final candidate was a woman named Melissa Serrato, who won her race by 63 votes.
Thank you all for coming out today. You guys were with me in 22. We realized that we flipped the entire course of Pennsylvania in the Pennsylvania House by only 63 votes. Every door matters, every vote counts. We need to do everything we can from the top of the ticket straight on down. All right, and we are here.
Field teams are incredible for get out the vote, but the candidate is the persuasion knock. A candidate going door to door and talking to people, that personal connection can really move the needle.
Hi, how are you today? Thanks for coming to the door.
Oh, you're welcome.
Do you have any particular issues that are bringing you to vote?
Well, there's inflation. And it's through the roof.
We need to figure out how to fix it in a way that it's affecting people at their homes, whether it's the food on their table or their electric bills. Sometimes you'll get to a door, someone feels a little bit dejected, they feel like the government hasn't truly worked for them or that their vote won't count in this election cycle. You can remind them, 63 votes stopped Pennsylvania from having an abortion ban last cycle. Hi, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your election plan this cycle and if you have a plan in place to vote.
I am definitely voting, and my biggest issue is reproductive rights.
That seems to be a huge issue for everyone right now. We never thought we'd end up in a place in America where we had less rights than our grandparents did we?
Exactly.
I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
And we will make America great again.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Okay, the eating is over. Don't take another bite. Thank you all for coming. Mark?
Some of you recognize me as that asking guy, that every time you show up, I'm asking for your money. And if you would anticipate I'm about to ask you again, you'd be right. Early voting starts soon, and this is money that's sorely needed. And now I'll turn it over to our tireless leader, Melissa Walker.
I first want to say that I know Mark thinks of himself as the asker, but I, in my frame, think of him as the offerer. Because what folks are doing when they invite you to strategically give in a year like 2024, when there is so much emotional giving happening here, there, and everywhere that we're not sure exactly what it does, it adds to a big, big pile of dollars for the presidential and for the federal level, is offering people a chance to really see the impact of their investments. And so I think of it as a gift that you're giving to people. I really do. I do. The reason I have become an activist is because I'm a deeply patriotic person. I grew up believing in the unfulfilled promise of this country. Democracy was something that every generation must actively tend to. It's our turn. This is a moment in history when I want my daughters to know that I did everything that I could for this country and for the democracy that I believe in.